What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the After Effect Podcast. I am your host, LeBron Stephen, but you could call me LBZ, LB, L Boogie, B Ron, Ron, whatever you choose. Welcome to episode 34. We have a very, very, very special guest. Paul Chaney is on the show today. St. Louis, Missouri native. Was sent out in track and field and football. Attended the University of Iowa on a football scholarship. We played together from 2007 to 2010. He was there from 2006 to 2010. He has a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful story. So just sent him the link and waiting for him to jump on, and we will go in. My boy, what's good with you, man?
What's going on, Brian? What's going on, man?
Hey, I can't call it, man. Hey, I appreciate you carving out the time on this Sunday, man.
Oh, no doubt, man. You know it's Sunday fun day around here. Taking it easy.
Oh yeah, you know that. So yeah,
Yes,
man,
sir.
like I was kind of trying to tell you, the ethos of the podcast, man. I feel like we got 20 plus years of athletic experience, and I always felt like our stories were powerful. But I've always also felt like the after effect of an athlete has always kind of like been minimized. Something that we've been doing 20 plus years. When it's finally over, we got to like essentially basically make a decision and find out what we're passionate about outside of football. And sometimes that transition isn't always easy or isn't always smooth.
Exactly.
Yeah. So this is a platform
Exactly.
for us to kind of like, relive some good moments, some bad moments, just through our journey, and try to push the culture forward, man.
No doubt, man. I'm proud of what you're doing, man. This is all right. You know I've been following you, man.
yeah, yeah,
For real.
yeah,
This
yeah.
is this
I, I,
is
pre-
for
I, pre-
real, man.
I appreciate it, man. Just just trying to build the catalog, man. But before I like dive into your childhood and all that, just let me get your take on just like a couple like current events, man. First off, I think it's like week 13. The Browns playing in the background. Who do you
Yeah.
have winning the Super Bowl this year and why?
Hey, I like the Bucks, man. They gave AB another shot. You know, they
Yeah,
got
yeah,
Tom Brady back there. The running
right,
backs, they all right.
right, right,
But
right.
like you were just saying, I'm sitting here watching this Brown Tennessee game, man.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
a
yeah.
crazy year, dude. They playing ball.
Hey, exactly. They playing like I'm from Cleveland, born and raised. So if the Browns make the playoffs and they at least make it to the AFC Championship, whether they play the Steelers or the Chiefs, like I think all Cleveland fans would be happy. But I really think it's probably gonna be the Chiefs and the Bucks in the Super Bowl. It'll be crazy because
Yeah.
the Super Bowl is supposed to be in Tampa this year, so that means the Bucks will
Okay.
be hosting it.
Okay. I didn't know that. Yeah, that would be wild.
Yeah. They say that
Yeah.
could be the first time. So I know the NBA starts back in a couple of weeks, literally 71 days. Since the Lakers won their championship. What's your reaction to that? Do you think that's enough time for guys to heal up? I know like the Lakers and all the guys in the playoffs, that's only a little bit over 2 months. But for the guys that didn't make the bubble or got trounced out the bubble early, they chomping at the bit. They ready to hoop. So what's your take on that?
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like when you sent me them questions, you said it was 71. I didn't know it was that short, dude. That's a quick turnaround, man. Especially for
Exactly.
professional athletes. You know what I mean?
I'm telling you.
So I mean, I'm sure they ready to play. They got to be ready. They get paid to be ready. So I mean, we'll
Yes.
see what happens, man. I'm looking forward to it, though.
Yeah, and like as we both know, it's all about the money. So that's really the only reason why they that long time to cover because the NBA already losing money because they usually start the end of October, but with the
Yeah.
pandemic and all that, they already losing money, so they trying to get that back. So yeah, I'm definitely excited. I was thinking about it like I can't really imagine Christmas without basketball, so it's kind of like I get it from a marketing standpoint, like why they starting back on the 22nd, but we'll see. I think the Lakers would be smart and like kind of maybe not play AD and Brown games, and then just make sure they stay rested. Um, so yeah, next question, bro. What is your reaction
Yeah.
to the all the racial disparities and just all the stories 50 plus kind of coming out and speaking on the way they were treated at our alma mater. Obviously both of us went to the University of Iowa. We graduated from there as well. From the outside looking, I mean, not really from the outside looking in, from the inside looking out, because right, you spent 5 years in that program. What, what was your reaction just to obviously James Daniels spearheaded it. He spoke about it on Twitter, saying there was too many racial disparities. And then out of nowhere, 50 plus, I think it ended up being like 63 former players just all came with their individual stories on like, not being treated right, man. So give me a complete reaction on
Yeah.
that.
I mean, you ultimately you go back and think about when you was there, and you know
Hmm.
what I mean. Anything that you may have went through, or you may have peeped at things. And during that time, we didn't have a guy like James Daniel that came out, and then
Right.
you know what I'm saying. Most guys, we was in there trying to work, trying to better our lives, get to the next
Hmm.
level, and just
Hmm.
stay under the radar, as you if you will. So, and I mean that you can tell now in the film and the culture different. Guys actually, guys being themselves and
It's
things
so
instead of
different, bro.
trying to conform, dude. So
Exactly.
it's
Exactly.
a better energy. They winning. I don't know. I think it's good for the program, man.
Exactly, exactly. It's funny you say that because I think I think I even posted on the on a podcast page like the players. I forgot after what win it was, but they was literally swagging
I
and
see.
swagging and dancing and I couldn't believe my eyes. I'm looking like I mean I watched that video about 3 times. Like man, these dudes really allowed to do that now because
In the locker room, bro. It
in the
wasn't
locker
like that
room.
when we was there.
Exactly,
We couldn't do that.
and like you said, man, us as former alumni and black players as well, we always knew that it was racial disparities, that black players were treated different. Obviously, we had less of a string. If we did something, the consequence was always harsher. So like you said, it was so cool to see James, and he a young guy. I think he only like 21, 22, but to really just unapologetically put that out there, because obviously we always talked about it amongst each other, but just
Yeah.
how we was raised, more so old school, more so kind of just like get through it. Like we knew it was BS, but like you say, we just never we kept it amongst us and just try to go under the radar and do what we supposed to do. So it was cool to even
Yeah.
get on a Zoom call with James and some other guys that I hadn't met. They came after us, but they was like just unapologetic. They was on some kind of like, nah, like we got to put this out here. Like people need to know, like this stuff needs to change. And like now it's so refreshing to see guys could man they wearing earrings in the games. They can wear
Shirt, tank,
earrings.
tuck, everything, man. Looking sweet.
They can wear earrings. They can dance. Races after they score a touchdown. Just all those different
Yeah.
things, man. It's so refreshing to see, bro. Like it's kind of making me even want to try to get back for a game, to be honest.
For real, man. As soon as all this get back, man, we all need to go back and link, bro.
You know that. You
For
know that.
real.
So last thing, man. Obviously, 2020 has been the weirdest year since we've never been through a pandemic. We've never seen the world shut down multiple times. So how have you grown? Maybe the last 9 months, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. Obviously, it's just been a hard time. We've had to pivot in so many different ways and really just figure life out and figure out how to stay safe, but kind of keep pressing forward. So what's your reaction to this year in general?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's for real. You gotta stay safe. I done had a couple buddies lost their elder, their grandmothers and grandfathers to this
Hmm.
thing. So,
Hmm.
I mean, ultimately, man, I've been getting a lot of books like that one you just posted yesterday, brother. It ain't no
Can't
lie.
can't
You
hurt
know
me.
what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah.
Getting into some books, man. I've been on this PlayStation. I just got the PlayStation 5, but yeah, I've been
Oh,
on that.
okay.
Just
How you
what I'm
get
saying, low, man.
it?
My old lady found it. I ain't gonna cap. She found it for me.
That's crazy.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So just trying to figure out what's important in life, man. Just
Mhm, mhm,
gaining big, broader perspectives. I'm still
mhm,
talking to people. That's one of my things. It don't matter where I get knowledge from, bro.
mhm.
You can
Right.
get knowledge from anywhere. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? So
Exactly.
just staying up on my family, man. Prayed up and just taking it one day at a time, man. Staying out the
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. Definitely, man. And I can attest to, like you say, man, just figuring out what's more important. I found myself flying back to Cleveland more often. I spent some time with some family in Arizona as well. Like you say, just understand that life is short, and obviously family is very important, but also trying to gain those broader views. I remember I made a vision board last year on December 31st, and one of my goals was to read more. My original goal was to read a book a week, which would be 52 in a year, and I was on a good pace with it until the pandemic happened, and I kind of fell off. But I still been thumbing through at least like one or two a month. But yeah, like that like you say, man, that can't hurt me. And I'm reading Success is Not an Accident right now as well. And Desmond told me put me on to that. Desmond Moses, you know him. I had him on a couple episodes ago. And he
Yeah.
put me onto that book as well, man. But yeah, just like you say, it's for me. It's tough to balance because it's like you got to stay safe, you got to watch where you go, but you still got to like live life as well. You know what I'm saying? Because like this life we live is short, so it's been hard trying to balance. But we do the best we can. But yeah, man, let's dive into your childhood. St. Louis native. Just give me some details, man. Give me an inside look on how it was growing up in the Lou. In the 90s, we grew up different than the kids now. We didn't have like a bunch of electronics and the internet and the YouTube. We really had to like be outside and play with each other and
Yeah.
interact. So yeah, just give me an inside look. Did you have any mentors or influences just growing up in the 90s in St. Louis?
Yeah, I mean, I was born and raised. Well, I was born initially in Indianapolis, so we moved to St. Louis in '96. My father was in the military, but
Okay.
that's where I spent the majority of my life. But yeah, like you were saying, like we was outside. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's how I
Mm-hmm.
met my first friend. As soon as I moved there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was like three guys right there on the block. We moved in that day. I was outside, met them.
Yeah.
Them still my life. Them still good buddies of mine today and things. So
Yeah.
it was, these kids, they get on these PlayStation and these games, they want to sit in here and do all that. My
All
son, he
day.
like to do the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get outside, man, get active. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? But
Exactly.
just growing up in that St. Louis environment, it's a lot of people of our color. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
it was. I don't know. It motivated me growing up there because it's always competition. It's good
Yeah.
competition between everybody. You know what I mean? So that put
Yeah.
that fire under me, and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
then I mean, it just excelled from there. But
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
it's just like everywhere else, man. You got your good spots, you got your one spots you might not need to go to, and
Right. Right. Right.
you
Right.
just got to balance that type of thing too, man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No doubt. No doubt. It sounded a lot like Cleveland. I had Don Shepard on, and he kind of tried to paint a picture for me. It's funny because every time I see like the most dangerous cities, yeah, I always see St. Louis. I always see Cleveland. I always see
Yeah.
Chicago. I always see Detroit. So like
Hmm.
all those cities, it's like it's like the Midwest. It all kind of got the same feel to it.
Yeah, man.
Yep, yep. So like talk, man, when you kind of started to come into your own, like when you really started to see that you was really good at like track and football, just around that age of like 13, 14, you finally go to high school, then you start having success, you send all those college letters, and just started to get recruited in both sports. Just kind of talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so I mean, honestly, I've been playing football since I was 6. You wouldn't believe it where I started out at, man. I was a middle linebacker.
The
One of
middle
my favorite
linebacker hitting
plays was
people.
running. Hey, I was crashing into stuff, bro. But yeah, when we moved to St. Louis, and one of my good buddies there, the guy I met on the block, man,
Okay.
they take track serious in St.
Oh,
Louis, so I
okay.
started doing it. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? I was getting beat. Probably I
yeah.
say the summer of 7th grade year. My other good buddy Stephen Simmons, he taught me how to actually push out of the block,
Okay,
and
okay.
I was the first one out of all my buddies to break 11.
Wow,
I
wow.
think I ran like a 10-8, 10-9 of 7th grade.
Oh,
And
that's
after that, man,
crazy.
after that, I never looked back, dude.
You
I ain't
was
never,
rolling like
yeah.
that?
Hey, he taught me, hey, I was like
Yeesh.
11-6 before that, dude.
Yeah, yeah,
And got out them blocks. I hit that 10-9 mark. I never looked back. And I just took that trait. I knew I had that power and that speed. Now I put that
yeah,
on the football field with me then.
yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? It took off from there.
Took off from
I
there.
got to
Yeah.
high school started. I won state twice, one or two. We won state as the whole team my senior year.
Oh
And
wow.
I mean, man, yeah, I was getting letters for track, like I said, man, for track all day long because I was a
Hmm.
small guy. And, people ain't want to take a risk on me, or you know what I'm
Okay.
saying, or whatever.
Right, right, right,
So
right, right.
I was looking at Texas Tech, Baylor, Indiana. You know what I'm saying? Actually, Indiana outside of, and they doing good this year on the football tip, low
Yeah,
key. But
yeah, they are.
yeah,
So
but
like, which sport would you say you got recruited more of, like track
definitely
or
track,
football? Okay, okay.
definitely track, bro. Yeah, nah, for real.
Yeah.
Just because of my size, man, and I played quarterback in high school, so
Okay.
I ain't
Yeah,
really
yeah,
had no other footage.
yeah.
But yeah, Kurt, he gave me that opportunity to do both because that was a major factor for me, man. I wanted to keep running and
Yeah.
play football.
Yeah,
So
I was just about to ask that. So in your recruiting process, that was actually something that you had on your list. Like, hey, if I'm gonna consider you all, I want y'all to know, I want to do track as well. I want to be a dual sport athlete in college.
absolutely, man. And
Yeah,
I don't think the track coaches had that much pull because I tell them like, hey, if I come run for you, I still want to go ahead and play football and this and that. And they was like, oh, we can get you to, try out, walk on, and this and that. I
yeah,
wasn't really trying to hear that, man. Nah, I want
yeah,
to come in and I want to, yeah, it's on the line, it's on the
yeah,
paper, you know what I mean? So,
yeah,
and
yeah,
that's what Kirk He was like, hey man, you come do what you gotta do, man. I ain't got no problem with you going to track practice and things
Mm-hmm,
in the you
mm-hmm,
know in the
mm-hmm.
winter. So it was
Yeah, it makes
cool.
sense. Okay, that's what's up. So essentially, that was what went into your decision to choose the University of Iowa because it all made sense where you would be able to play both, and the energy felt good as well.
Yes, sir. And it's right up. It's 3 hours away from the Lou. So
Yeah, yeah, not
yeah,
far
I'm
at all.
there.
Yeah,
Yes,
okay,
sir.
I got you. So man, that's dope. I didn't know you won the 100 and 200 in the state of in Missouri, and your team won. That's fire. That's like on some memories. You know what I'm saying? You won't be able to forget.
Oh yeah.
So, man, talk about your transition going from the city of St. Louis and then going to Iowa City, which we both know is a kind of a total different culture, a total different vibe because it's what 98, I think it's like 98% white or something like that. So, was that transition kind of easy for you, or what was that? What was your transition like?
I won't say it was difficult, Brian, simply because I mean, in high school, I went to a Catholic college preparatory school, man.
Okay,
And I say that in my graduating class, we had what 10 brothers. It was all guys.
okay,
So we
okay,
had 10 brothers, dude. And
okay.
these the upper echelon kids of St. Louis at this. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? So I
yeah,
got
yeah,
that
yeah.
chance and that time to mold myself and
Yeah, yeah. So
figure out.
you was already in that environment. You was already in that kind of
Yeah,
environment. So your transition was easier. It's so crazy because you know our boy Tay Deontay Moore. I had him on a couple
okay.
episodes ago, and we all from the inner city of Cleveland. But the difference is Tay went to a Catholic school like you, like for high school. So he
Okay.
had more exposure to that culture and how to move in it, and he had experience kind of feeling weird at first because it wasn't a lot of black people around, but he had that
Yeah.
exposure. So when he went to Iowa, his transition was a little easier. But for like people like me and Bruce and Willie Lowe, we coming from the we coming from the inner city where we used to only being around black people, and like
Yeah. No, I hear you.
it's a couple
Yeah.
it's a couple teachers that was white that taught at public school going to Iowa City, and then you were the class 200 people, and it's literally probably me, you, Bruce, Will. We the only black people in the whole class. It took
Yeah.
I ain't gonna hold you. It took me a couple months to kind of get used to it. I felt like I had to like kind of change the way I talked a little bit, and like it took me.
Right.
I didn't start really getting comfortable to probably like 3 months, probably like October, November, or the fall. That's what kind of I felt like when I started to settle in a little bit.
Yeah. Nah,
Yeah,
I hear you though, man. That transition is the thing, man. Hey, when Bill that first day of camp, man, when
yeah,
Bill
well,
got
man,
dropped off, well, you should
yeah.
have seen his mama.
He
And you should have seen the people looking at her. She
he
was
told
crying. She
me,
she
man,
showed out. These folks was looking at her. I'm like, yeah, hey man, that's hey, she getting rid of her baby, man. You gotta
bro,
let that
man.
go.
I just had Bill on last week. His episode is in post production, but he said that his mom was balling. So you saw that,
For real. Nah, right outside of Hillcrest, bro.
yeah,
She
yeah,
broke down, man. For real.
yeah.
Them white folks, they was like, man, what is going on? Like, man, she great miss her baby.
Right. She can't believe her baby gonna be 8 hours away. Bill
For
was talking
real,
about that.
man.
Bill was talking about that, man. It's always a crazy thing. So, man, talk about. I know you redshirted in 2006, but talk about kind of some early success because I remember 2007 when I redshirted. I had to gain weight, so I was redshirting. But I just remember, them putting you out there and you having a game winning touchdown versus Michigan State. Which eventually got us that victory. So talk about that going from a red shirt to actually like playing. I remember I had DJ K on as well talking about how that 2007 year it was a lot of moving parts. Guys were getting kicked off the team and all that. So
Yeah,
so guys like you and him had an opportunity to step up a little bit. So if you can relive that 2007 year, just talk about that a little bit.
yeah, man. Yeah. Like I said, like some guys we came in with, they had went home. Dominic Douglas, he
He
started
was
his freshman year. He was
yeah,
in
he
our
was a
class.
dog.
Real
Yeah,
dog, yeah, real dog. Him and Bowman, they got sent home. Cleve left. Well,
yeah,
he was out of there next, so we was thin.
yeah.
And I mean, it was a blessing in disguise because I was able to get some experience early, man. That's what you know
hmm
what I mean. I take it as
Right.
that because I mean, I wasn't mature enough to at that position. Like I said, I played quarterback, so I was still
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
figure out my thing. But it was all right to get out there, and then that, like you said on that touchdown against Michigan, I was actually supposed to be in the slot, and
Yeah.
Cleve he thought it was. Yeah, I remember that play. It was what was that? A flood dig or something, and he was going out to the flat. He thought that was gonna be open, so he took the
Okay.
slot instead of
Okay.
the Z.
yeah,
I ran that route. I was wide ass open, dude.
yeah,
And you know, Drake Christian, he throw that ball hard, dude.
yeah, yeah. I
I
remember.
caught that baby and just turned it with some green, and I leaped for the end zone, bro. But that
Yeah,
was, yeah, I found myself after that touchdown. I found myself trying to keep chasing them babies. I never got another one after that.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
know, you gotta, yeah, that's near and dear to me.
Oh yeah, right, definitely, man. I mean, a touchdown, you gonna always remember that one, and especially it was so early in your career. So you was probably like 19.
Yeah, I'm probably I was number 1920, man.
Yeah, yeah, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. So, man, talk about the magical season. We was both there in 2009. Um, like I always try to go back to the vibes that whole 2009 season. Because it was a crazy year. I just really feel like no one could really understand like the vibes of 2009 unless you're on the team, unless you was there. And
Yeah.
it's so many moments that stand out to me. Us ending up going 11-2. But what kind of stands out to you if you could relive it at all?
Like you said, man, that whole season it was cold. Even starting from camp, like we had
Mm-hmm.
a new receivers coach. We had a different mentality. I
Mm-hmm.
remember going into camp every day with Marv, DJ K. We going up against Amari Spivey, you know, them Sean
Right,
Praters,
right,
Bradley
right, right.
Fletcher, real
Micah
good
Hyde, Micah
corners, man.
Hyde.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. So you know what
yeah,
I'm saying. We had the best to work with, and just going into camp, I mean, we was looking good.
yeah,
So I was
yeah.
just excited to get out there. That first game,
Mm-hmm.
it was like exciting to get out there and see like, hey, that worked in practice and it worked in the game. Like
Mm-hmm.
we really might have something going this year, and just for that
Mm-hmm.
whole season to play out like that, it
Crazy.
was yeah, that was magical season, brother.
It's crazy because we had such a good team. We had so much talent, but then we all, that first game we almost lost to you and I, and
Yeah,
so
yeah,
and so I remember people was kind of looking at us crazy or wondering what kind of season we were going to have because we barely lost to them. But then the next game we go up to Ames and blow them out the water. I think like 45-7,
hmm
and then it just built it after that. Then I think it was Arizona next, and they had a
that's right.
squad. They
At
had
home,
yeah,
yeah,
at
with
home.
Nick
They had Nick.
Foles, wasn't
Yeah, yeah,
he? Yeah,
yeah. They had,
whew.
they had a squad. They had Nick Foles. I remember they had a Brooks Reed at defensive end. He's still in the league playing. I remember that was a
That's
3:30
right.
ABC game. And I always felt like that's kind of when that was like Adrian, that was like Claiborne's come out party. Like he went crazy that game
Yeah,
and that just we ended up being the best D line in the country, ranked the best D line in the country. So that year was magical. And then obviously, we got to go to Miami weeks. We was out there meeting all them celebrities, staying at the Fountain Blue, you know what I'm saying, for 2 weeks.
yeah.
And we like, I think you was already 21, but like me and Bruce, we was only like 20. We weren't even 21 yet. So just to have that kind of experience. Oh yeah, do you remember Ted Ginn came and picked us
That's
up
right.
from the
Prime
hotel.
112.
Yeah, yeah, he
Yeah.
took us to Prime
That was
112.
real. I remember that. He gave some game. I appreciate him letting me tell you. Shout out to Ted again for that.
Exactly,
He ain't had to
exactly.
bring me, brother. You hear me?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
For
Shout out,
real.
shout out to Thato. And yeah, I remember as soon as he told me he was gonna come get me, like, I told him, hey man, grab P Chain because he gonna try to give us some kind of game. And I know you was a track guy, so I was like, okay, that makes sense.
Yes, sir. I looked up to guys like that, man. Watching him at Old State before I came to Iowa. That's what.
Yeah,
Hey, I was trying to put a play like that together there for them, man.
exactly, exactly,
For
exactly,
real.
exactly. Straight up, man. So talk about, man, like your transition, after the 2010 season, and then you kind of just in the middle trying to figure out if you were going to like train for the NFL draft or if you were going to like look at other professional routes or if you were going to try to maybe get a job. Kind of go back to that like transitional phase where you was kind of trying to figure it out. What was that like?
I mean, hey, it's difficult, man. It's a rough journey, Brian. I ain't gonna lie to you, because
Yeah,
and now in 2009 game six against Michigan, I blew that ACL out, man.
yeah,
So
yeah. I remember that.
coming back after that was my junior year. Coming back that next year, still it wasn't
Well, right.
100%. You
It
know what I
wasn't right.
mean?
Yeah,
So just training after my senior season, thinking about trying to go to the league, man. I ain't that desire and that hunger wasn't there,
yeah,
and I
yeah.
knew I wasn't gonna cheat myself and cheat nobody else. And I want to actually let my knee heal a little bit too,
Mm-hmm,
man. I want
mm-hmm.
to take a break on that thing. So
Yeah.
I just, man, I went to work for Enterprise. I got some good experience there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still using a business model in my in my handyman little side thing I do out here in Denver.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, it was good experiences after college, and I just, adapted what I learned on the field of training,
Mm-hmm.
and all that same training, that mental aspect of it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just put
Yeah.
it into the career field, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, yeah. I can attest to that. Like for me, I was in the draft after you, 2012, and not getting picked up, but still hearing from teams. So I moved back to Cleveland. I just kind of had to just figure it out. Like I like apply for jobs, but I was still training because I still wanted to play. I still had the hunger to play. Uh,
Yes, sir.
and I love bringing light to that transitional phase because, like you said, it's hard. It's not easy, and I can attest to that because it's like people think that you just supposed to throw away something you've been doing for 20 plus years and then just like go get a job and then say in your head like, okay, I'm like okay, it's all good. Like I did what I could
Yeah,
do. It's all good. I'm never gonna play football no more, and I'm just gonna get a job and have a family, things like that. But it ain't
right.
always easy because for me, and I'm just a super competitive dude. I felt like I underachieved, so that like put me in a dark place. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense, because I always felt like
Yes,
I was
sir.
nice. I always felt like I was blessed with athleticism, and then I feel like my college career. I mean, I still did some cool things, but my college didn't pan out how I wanted it to, and then I only had like one or two NFL opportunities on the tryout side, but I never got signed, so it was definitely just a dark period. And then just applying for all them jobs and not hearing nothing back, and it's like damn,
Yeah.
it's like damn, I did what my parents told me to do, man. I went to school for free. I got a degree.
Yeah.
I ain't been to jail. Like I'm a solid dude. And just for it to feel like, you know what I'm saying, like it was just navigating through life, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's just hard. So I'm glad that you was able to kind of like touch on your transition because like I tell guys all the time, it's not easy at all.
Nah, bro. It's a relationship, man. You in a 20 year plus relationship, man.
Exactly.
And you go ahead and leave whoever. What you think you ain't gonna think about it and
Exactly.
have feelings
Exactly.
for it, and you know what I
Exactly.
mean? It's a part of you, brother.
And I can remember because I know you probably still had this to play because I remember when you was working, you even played arena in Cedar Rapids for a little while, then you kind of balanced
Yeah.
both. Yeah, so
I
you
was
kind of
yeah,
had
I
that
was
instant want
I,
to play.
that's right, man. I mean, like I said, I went to work for Enterprise and I got bored, man. You know, it ain't much to do
Yeah,
there, bro. You can
yeah.
easily just get caught up. So I was trying to figure out something. Actually, it was what was Lee Gray. He was a lineman at Iowa before us and
Okay.
things, dude out of Texas. But yeah, he was in cahoots with the guy that was gonna start the Cedar Rapids Titans.
Cedar Rapids
He
Titans.
was in
Yeah.
cahoots. Yeah, he was in cahoots with them. So I just went to a couple meetings. I went to a couple practices and things.
hmm
But that arena thing, that ain't man, my stride too long for that, Brian.
yeah,
By the
yeah,
time I
yeah,
get going, it's over with.
bro. That
I,
it's so funny, man. I played 2 years of arena football. I played 2013 and took 2 years off. Just was working, going through the CFL, running off all the CFL teams from in 14 and 15. Then I played again in 16. But man, when I say that arena shit, when I say it's so hard on your body, bro, when I say like
for real.
I could hardly move, after each game, hitting dudes in the walls, and then like
Yeah.
it's literally cement under that turf. So you got scratches and scrapes and bruises all on your legs. I'm like, man, the pay wasn't talking about nothing.
Nah, it
I'm
really wasn't
like,
for what you gotta do.
exactly. I'm like, the only reason I played just to get some film for my agent, but man, I tell guys all the time I would never, ever, ever do that shit again. It was fun, but it was like, I'm done with it. So man, if you
Man,
could
kudos to guys doing it. Vail, he's still doing it, man.
still
Kudos to
doing it,
him, bro.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's a guy that love football there,
I
boy.
exactly. I tell him all the time, like, bro, I'm living through you, man.
For real, man.
yeah, he's still doing it.
Yeah.
So if you can remember maybe the day or the time period where you said it to yourself, like, man, I'm done. Like, I'm done playing football. I'll never try to play again. I'll never try to run track again. I'm cool. Where I'm at in my life, and I'll just continue like with your businesses and working and things of that nature. Was that like a
Yeah.
good time for you? Was it a bad time? Because for me, it was a bad time. It was hard for me to transition accepting that pill like all right I'm done with this. I'm never strapping it up again. I'm never putting the helmet on again. I'm done with this. Like it was a hard transitional period for me. So if you do you remember that
Yeah.
day or time or
Oh, it was. I know it was definitely around 2013, 2014, man.
okay.
I moved back to St. Louis. I started working back. I started back working out and feeling good and things.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just, I don't know. It was tough. It was real rough because I ain't have a job. I ain't really had nothing shaking. So I'm like, well,
Yeah,
I can at least go work out and try to make something happen. But it
exactly.
wasn't nothing moving on that end either. So it was
Mm-hmm.
it was just like you said, man. It get dark. You just got to go
Telling you.
ahead and just keep looking and search for that light. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And push through it because something's gonna work out for you. But I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it started out rough, and then I got to understand it. I learned a lot about myself during that time.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
some real game right there.
Yeah.
I dug within these walls
Yeah.
and really peeled some layers back, and
Mm-hmm.
I think that was a beneficial thing there. So, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it was tough, but like anything, man, you get through it if you keep
Yeah.
pushing.
Exactly. Yeah. You
You
just
know,
the main thing is just to never quit. You know, you gonna
that's it.
you gonna figure it out. Something gonna shake.
That's it
Yeah, yeah,
for
definitely,
real.
man. And I can attest to all that. Like you say, just you really having to dig deep and like you say, find a light in within that darkness. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
peel those layers back, man. That's powerful, bro. So, man, what would you say is Paul Chaney's after effect? 20 plus years of track and football experience, all the wins, all the losses, all the injuries, all the racial disparities, the nepotism, everything that you've learned and saw in those 20 plus years and being a dual sport athlete. What were some lessons that you learned that you will, ingratiate into your offspring and ingratiate into the next culture as we essentially just try to push the culture forward?
yeah. First and foremost, I don't know, man. We use sports to, you know what I'm saying, better ourselves and better
Mm-hmm.
our situations in our lives. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean that's the beginning. If you can do that and it's looking better, doing that than what you
Mm-hmm.
got going on back at home or whatever your mom, and you know what I'm saying, go ahead and
Exactly.
keep pushing that.
Mm-hmm.
But where I think if I had anything ever to do over again, man, just like we was talking about earlier, if you gotta find you a spot or find you a situation wherever it may be, college, where after college,
Mm-hmm.
find a situation where it don't necessarily constrict you know what I mean, constrict you being who you are.
Right.
Because that's what makes everybody somebody else, you know what I mean, your
Right.
uniqueness.
Right.
So you know what I mean, that's just that. And I don't know. I was a shy kid, so I'd say, uh, I'm trying to figure out the best way to put it, but I was
Yeah. Yeah.
open. Yeah, don't be a closed door, even if the situations make you want to be like that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Just figure out a way to still,
Yeah.
you know what I'm trying to say, Brian?
Yeah, yeah, I think
Cause
I understand because you're saying because I grew up a shy kid as well, but you saying you know don't be afraid to try different things. Don't be afraid to show who you truly are
right,
instead of just like standing in the corner and not really saying that, then not really showing your light,
going
showing
through
who
the
you really
motions.
are. Yeah,
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 yeah.
and you know what I mean. And just like that, you had a gown here. You said it right, man. Just like you, what do you say? You said you a Swiss Army knife on the football
Oh,
field
yep,
or
yep,
whatever.
Lindsay.
Yeah,
Yep,
I
yep,
like
yep,
that. Yeah, just
yep.
like hey, just the same way you doing that in the arena, on the track, on the field. Man, when
Exactly,
it's done, it's time to hang them things up, man. Go ahead
exactly.
and
Put
put
that
that
into the
into the real
workforce.
world. That's
Exactly,
right.
exactly.
That's right, man.
I'm glad you said that. I wanted to say to my next question. Only two questions left. What what was the creative idea that kind of sparked your handyman business, like what you do on the side, fixing things and things of that nature? Were you always pretty good with your hands, like even growing up, or like what kind of gave you that courage to kind of say, okay, I'm gonna be my own boss and I'm gonna strike out on my own and do this, and with the foresight of like I'm gonna do well, and then to see yourself now like it looks like you're doing well. So like, where did that creative idea
Yeah.
come from to create something on your own?
Hey, honestly, man, as a kid, man, I take my toys and stuff apart. Man, my mama, she
Mm-hmm.
used to get
Mm-hmm.
on me for that. I take them apart and put them back together. She like, why you breaking them and things?
Yeah.
And you know what? I put them back to saying I was like, I go show it to her. It still work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
then all this happened out of necessity, Brian, because it's expensive as hell to live out here in Denver, right?
Oh yeah, I
So
know.
I moved, yeah. And me and my old lady, we moved out here 3 years ago, just on a whim. And I had a couple grand, and
Hmm.
I put
Hmm.
everything in my car and came here.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
started temping, man, and I was doing apartment maintenance.
Hmm.
So then I get and then 6 months into that, I got hired on to be the service manager at a complex for a company.
Hmm.
And then I was, just like my man said with the Swiss Army knife, man. I'm
Yeah.
thinking
Yeah.
like,
Being
damn,
able to do a lot of different
I'm doing,
things.
yeah, I'm doing
Yeah.
it here for these folks at 8 to 5. I can go put my own
Do it on my own.
hourly
Yeah.
rate on something and still hit them. So it
Exactly.
was just out of necessity because man, it's the price of living, the cost of living here is
Yeah.
outrageous. So I
Yeah.
had to go
Yeah.
get it,
Yeah.
and then it just took off, bro. Word of mouth, and now
Yeah.
yeah, I got too much work, bro.
and that's what's up. and but it's so crazy, like you say, uh, uh, like all the sports stuff, all the athletics, everything that we've been through, that it prepared you for that because a lot of times, God, like people who aren't athletes like us or athletes, they don't have that wherewithal to say, okay, I'm a supervisor or lead for this service company, and I'm working like a dog, but I like this check every 2 weeks, and I'm just keep doing this. Most of the time, they don't have that wherewithal to say, okay, maybe I could do this and strike out on my own and possibly make more money, but also that you're gonna have to work 10 times harder, with your own company and your own brand. But it's like hard
Right.
work, hard work. We used to that, like through the sports, we used to the hard work. We used to being sore. We used to not getting a lot of sleep, but still having to work hard every single day, 7 days a week. So that
That's
sports and
right.
that athletics in our background is kind of like shaped to be able to strike on our own, to be able to be confident, figure it out and have success. So
That's right, man. That's one thing I'm grateful about it, Iowa, man. Even with Doyle, he'll get you strong and he'll make sure you keep pushing. You don't stay
yeah,
stagnant in places,
yeah,
bro. So,
yeah, he did.
you gotta take what you get from whoever you get it from, man, whether
Mm-hmm,
you like them
mm-hmm.
or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely,
Yes,
bro,
sir.
definitely. Well, that's actually all I had. I've been trying to pride myself giving guys flowers while they still here, man. This, 2020 been a weird year. We never know when we'll see each other again, talk again. So I just want to tell you, face to face, man to man, bro, that I'm super proud of you. All your accomplishments, all the accolades. You know what I'm saying? You
Right
you
on.
being a businessman, you being active. Active and a good dad, and just a good black man, just in general, man. I want to give you that love and give you your flowers. While we both still here, bro.
Hey, respect, man. Keep doing your thing, Brian. I see you, baby.
Thank you. Hey, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, man. I'll definitely be tapping in with you soon. Happy Sunday, man. You and your family, y'all have a good day and be safe out there, man.
Yes, sir, man. I'll talk to you, Brian.
All right, bro. Peace.
Peace.
Again. So yeah, guys, I thought that was a great, very powerful episode with Paul Chaney. He's been a journeyman, starting off in St. Louis, having so much success running track and playing football, was the state of Missouri a winner for the 100 and 200. Was running under 11 flat and 100. Before college, ran track and played football at the University of Iowa in the Big Ten for 5 years. I mean, it's just not too many guys that did both and had success at both. And now, he is an entrepreneur, owns his own construction company, and is full with work now on the West Coast out in Denver. So glad that he was able to carve out some time. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. Please continue to rock with us. Rate us if you are listening to this in the podcast app. Subscribe and comment if you're watching on the YouTube channel. And we have good news. The t-shirts are in production. Working on trying to get some rubber bands as well to be able to, put on the site just for all my supporters, anybody that supports media and these kinds of stories. They will be available for purchase soon. So until episode 35, peace.